Ben 10, one of the successful animated franchise in 2000s. Ben 10 is a superhero show, but it's a pretty much different superhero show. It's not like Teen Titans. It's not like Transformers animated. It's not like Young Justice. It's not like Avengers. It's a unique show with a unique concept. Ben 10 franchise's first series was Ben 10 Classic, which aired on 2005. Ben 10 Classic introduced us a great kid Ben Tennyson, who is fond of doing creepy things. In the first episode, he gets and watch an extraordinary watch which had 10 alien DNA embedded. This watch's name is Omnitrix. By hitting this Omnitrix, Ben turns into 10 different aliens. The story arc of every season of this series was awesome, easy to understand for anyone of any age, great actions, great funny moments, great characters, great villains, and obviously artwork and animation was way more better than it had to be. Fluent flow of storyline, easily understandable story. It was not just a cartoon, it gave the viewers a feeling that these characters are real and they are presented in animated form. In this show there was everything which a sci-fi show should have: knights, ghosts, time travel, entering into games world, mutation, magic, almost everything. And it's the only Ben 10 series which had a minimum number of mistakes or lackings in it. Everyone considered it as the best Ben 10 series ever. The first continuation of Ben 10 was titled as Ben 10 Alien Force. Ben 10 Alien Force started 5 years later from the original series. It means Ben was 15 in that series. It's the first sequel of the classic. Great first episode named Ben 10 Returns. Great first 2 seasons. If you ask me which was Ben 10's perfect sequel, my answer will always be Ben 10 Alien Force, Super Season 1 and 2. Season 3 seemed to be having some crappy episodes and story arc was not clear. In Season 1 and 2, they've showed Ben has grown up, everybody's grown up, and he is becoming serious in his job. But many people dislike too much dark tone on this Ben 10 show, so writers try to bring back the 10-year-old Ben's lightheartedness. And in a 16-year-old grown-up Ben in Season 3, it doesn't make any sense though that after too much seriousness in Season 1 and 2, and in Season 3, he had actually become such a jerk. I know why Cartoon Network did that. Just because the viewership dropped after Alien Force's appearance, they found out that people loved Ben 10's 10-year-old nature. So in case of trying to boost Alien Force's rating, they did that. Eventually, it didn't boost it any rating. In spite of having that kind of crappy character development and crappy episode and unclear story arc of Season 3, there was still something to find interesting in Season 3, such as episodes like Vengeance of Vilgax, Time Heals, Above and Beyond, one of the most best episode ever in Alien Force in all over Ben 10 franchise. And the final battle, obviously. And the worst episode was named as Simple. But Season 3 finale was one of the perfect season finales. Still having some bad episodes in bad season like Season 3, is still now one of the greatest sequels ever of any animated series, obviously in my point of view, because we were introduced with new aliens like Swamp Fire, Cube, Chromostone, Humongousaur, Echo, Jet Ray, Legendary Alien, Alien X, Low Star, Spider Monkey, and we were also introduced with some of the most famous characters ever in any Ben 10 series like Professor Paradox. Villains like hybrids and aliens. I think Alien Force only had the perfect series finale ever in Ben 10 franchise. The art style was best art style ever, and this art style made every character seem to be pretty much like characters. Coming to the characters, most surprising part about Alien Force was to make Kevin a hero from a complete insane villain. But for me, I really like good guy Kevin more than a bad guy Kevin. About animation. Animation was a bit poor in Alien Force, as you can clearly see while alien transformations and character movement. Character movement wasn't that bad at all, but alien transformation was the worst part about Alien Force. But the intro and all of the background soundtrack were the best one. The next series of Alien Force was titled as Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. Ben 10 Ultimate Alien seemed to me to be the best Ben 10 series ever. I know many of Ben 10 fans will disagree with me because I'm actually putting Ben 10 Classic in number 2 and making Ultimate Alien number 1. But I actually have many logic and reason to put it in my number 1 position. Okay, come to the story. After Ben gets his new Omnitrix called the Ultimatrix with a feature to change his transformation to the Ultimate version. In the final episode of Alien Force, the Ultimate Aliens new series started with Ben wielding his Ultimatrix. I think the story arc of Ben 10 Ultimate Alien was the best. It had 3 seasons. First season showed Ben's fame spread through the world as alien hero, and the arc of Ultimate Aggregor and Ultimate Cabin. And the season 2 and 3 had the arc of Dagon and regen of Vilgax. The problem with both of the season's finale was failed to attract the fans. We were supposed to see Ben beating Aggregor and save the universe, not to Kevin becoming evil and save the universe. It was supposed to be the finale where Ben beating Aggregor, not to attempt to kill Kevin and kill him by cancelling the killing plan. But don't know why I liked the season anyway. Maybe because how the story was presented, and season 2 was running well and we were watching an intense finale of season 3 between Ben versus Dagon and Vilgax. But what actually happened? Vilgax fused with Dagon and become Ultimate Vilgax. And how was the final moment? Ben, without transforming into Alien, used Asmod's sword Ascalon to defeat Vilgax. And the final fight was less than 1 minute. Man, it was so stupid. If you've watched clearly that episode, you'll find that Forever King George was more skillful than Ben. When a skillful warrior like Forever King George wasn't able to defeat Vilgax, how Ben managed to defeat Vilgax when Vilgax is way more powerful than ever before by getting fused with Dagon? It sounds stupid, right? That Ben running towards Vilgax and stabbed him easily. There were many things the makers could do there. How's that will be if Ben turned into Ultimate Alien X, or even no transformation, just to its final fight. But that moment was cool when Ben cured all people in the earth and returned them to human from Esoterica. Flashbacks were awesome. In spite of some lackings in this series, this was better than Alien Force, except nothing was wrong on the Ultimate Alien except the final moments. The idea of Ultimate Alien story, aliens are not executed 100%, but obviously 95%. Good thing there was too many old aliens returned. This series is my personal favorite. Ultimate Alien's character were felt to me pretty much 3-dimensional and real. Character development was awesome. There was a great mix-up of maturity and lightheartedness, but the concept of Ultimate Alien was a very good idea. But only 8 of them had ultimate forms out of 33 at that time.
Ben had more character development in Ultimate Alien than he did in any other show, dealing with multiple upon multiple losses, death, rage, mortality, and fame.
Maybe you've forgotten something. I'm Ben Tennyson, wielder of the most powerful weapon in the universe. I stopped the hybrid invasion. I defeated Vilgax in hand-to-hand combat. And I've beaten the Forever Knights more times than I can count.
In my point of view, Ultimate Alien feature was not implemented in a perfect way. There was more and more ultimate characters to be shown, like Ultimate Wrath. How that will be the if Cartoon Network showed that Ultimate Alien X, Ultimate Lodestar, and many more. There was a lot to do with this ultimate feature, but they just ignored it, and only 8 of them had ultimate forms. Out of 33 he could use, 63 were unlocked, and it sounds stupid that they actually ignored Ultimate Alien and don't execute the Ultimate Aliens feature. So they could have done a lot with the Ultimate Aliens feature, but actually they didn't.
Such a wasted opportunity.
In Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, every episode was too much story dominated and alien action was not too much. This is one of the things that annoyed me a lot in Ultimate Alien. Anyway, it has the minimum amount of likings and mistakes just like the original one, but there was still some complexity as I mentioned. So Cartoon Network think Ben 10 needs one last overhaul, and then the next series of Ben 10 appeared titled Ben 10 Omniverse. The idea of Ben 10 Omniverse was pretty cool, the story arc was also better, but Omniverse became one of the worst series of Ben 10. Why? Just because of the sudden change of the art style. I can show you 3 versions of 10 years older Ben Tennyson from Ben 10 Classic, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, and Ben 10 Omniverse, and you will clearly understand the huge downgrade or change of the earth. But what I actually liked about the visual of Omniverse is every character and background elements were pretty much detailed and movement was highly dynamic. Movement alien transformation was smooth, and in this series of Ben 10 they actually showed pretty much fast and real-time alien transformations. Here is a short clip I've presented to show the difference of animation in Ultimate Alien Force and Omniverse. Here I presented a short clip of animation from Ben 10 Ultimate Aliens episode Inspector 13. You can see enormous animation here. Obviously one of the most better animation in Ultimate Alien, and this is the Omniverse animation. Highly dynamic, and I really like Omniverse's animation. It's the best. And about character development of Omniverse was one of the worst one. For example, how did Ben become an idiot boy in his personality after too much seriousness of Ultimate Alien, only in 1 or 2 months? Only character I liked in Omniverse was Rook. Rook is awesome in his personality, fighting techniques are awesome, he is way more better than Ben in Omniverse. Character animations are not a small factor of animated show, but when you mess up with art style, then those will seem to be a small factor. Just what happened in case of Ben 10 Omniverse. We need to keep in mind that it's cartoon, so art style makes much more impression than plot. Sometimes we see a garbage show with a garbage plot, but we actually see that because our favorite hero is here and he looks awesome. But when he looks such a trash by the new art style, then how is the story? People don't think about it. They just see that art style is not better, and I can bet you that if Omniverse's art style was like the previous one, or Ultimate Alien or Alien Force, I can believe that many of people should have liked this, but the sudden change of art style made people to dislike it. They have made every character as much as worse they can, still accepting the art style. In case of debating, obviously I'm not actually accepting it. What the heck was needed to change the faces of characters like Gwen and Kevin? Couldn't they keep up the Gwen of Omniverse's first episode at least? And what was the need to make the face of Kevin like a thug? The idea of Omniverse was to take every good thing from previous 3 series and to clear all question about other 3 series. Actually, they tried to stitch together everything good from other 3 series, but instead of making it a better show, they made it a crappy show. Cartoon Network wanted to keep the tone of Ben 10, which had gone too much darker. They tried to bring back the old nature of Ben, but Cartoon Network don't understand that Ben's lightheartedness was likable at his 10-year-older stage. Because he was immature. When he grew up to 16, saves a whole entire universe for many times, the immature behavior not sits on him. Omniverse was eventually failed. I'd like to show a video clip from the artist where he described how Omniverse was failed.
Omniverse was losing its funding, and Cartoon Network burned off the final 3 seasons at 6 a.m. time slots with no advertising, in hopes to make back some of the money in tax returns by purposely giving the show bad ratings. It was a similar fate that Generator X had suffered previously. Omniverse was failing, and Cartoon Network set it up to crash and burn in its end.
Yes, Omniverse was actually failed. If there was something to make Ben 10 on top again, it needs its content to be refreshed. It needs to start over. And there where a concept of Ben 10 reboot appeared. What I actually think that the idea of reboot was not a bad thing, but when I found that Ben 10 reboot looks like that, my reaction was something like, Manufacturing already made a complexity in the continuity of Ben 10 series, so to make everything okay, they came up with a reboot of Ben 10. The reboot comes up with a new look of 10-year-old and Ben, and when animation was actually good, art style was not that bad, but background elements seemed to me like a fake show, that it's a fake world, nothing is real. I've actually mentioned before that Omniverse seemed to me pretty much fake, but it's more faker than it. Every background element looks pretty much fake, the whole art looks like fake. Plot of reboot and character of reboot is such a trash, such as Grandpa Max. Grandpa has a lot of personality in other 4 series, but reboot made him such a trash, and no word is better for him now. But Ben 10 Reboot did well to sell merchandise and toys, and I think many kids like Reboot. If you see it in the list of best of Ben 10 franchise, then it will be in the bottom of the list. It's going to our childhood favorite show, but itself is a good cartoon, obviously for new kids and fans, and art style and animation was not that bad, but it's not the art style and animation a show like Ben 10 should have. Still, now there is no series which can beat the art style of series 1 to 3. Omniverse was sequel of Ultimate Alien, but it had not presented itself in that way, which way should be of Ultimate Alien sequel. But I'll not blame Reboot. It's not a sequel, it's just a restart. But still, Reboot is a humiliation of the classic. Thanks for watching my video, and if you have some questions about my video, you can just leave a comment below and I'll try to leave a reply of them. Until I come with a new video, stay tuned with my channel by subscribing my channel, and goodbye.